Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Afrin, can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
We cannot see your video.
Ma'am, it says you cannot start the video because the host had stopped it.
Okay.
It says the same for me too.
Yeah. Yes, we have made you the co-host now. I think you'll be, yeah. I think. Good to see you. Good to see you, Nikhil. Hello. Thank you for your
Hi
time.
guys, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
You're welcome.
So
Good
I think
afternoon.
Afrin will start and then we'll take over. Afrin, start the event.
Yes, ma'am. A very good afternoon to everyone. ISBNM Nande presents its first ever digital series of monthly media webinar, Media Web 2.0. Here we present the second episode of Media Web, that is, syndication of content in India. Our guest speaker for this webinar is Mr. Nikhil Singh, Assistant Vice President at Shumaru Entertainment Limited. We take immense pleasure in saying that Mr. Nikhil is an alumni of our own institute. Our faculty moderator for today's webinar is Dr. Rajeshwari Saha, Media Faculty of ISBNM, and student moderator is me, Afreen Satani, PGDM Batch 2019-21 and Coordinator of Team Meteors. Before starting with the discussion and the webinar, I would like to present a small teaser video, post which I would like to request Dr. Rajeshwari to brief all of us about the webinar.
I'll just play the video. Afrin, I'll play the video. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I'll share the screen. Okay. You could all see my screen, I hope.
Yes, ma'am.
There we go. They just team videos just show their talent. Now, Afrin,
Yes, ma'am.
continue.
So I would like to request our faculty moderator to brief all of us about today's event and the topic of our webinar.
Okay, I am getting back to the screen actually. So let me be back here. Okay. Okay. Just give me a moment, okay? Afrin, could you start? I cannot figure out something.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I would like to start with giving a small introduction about what is syndication of content.
What do you think as? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a two-line introduction that what I understand syndication of content is it actually means republishing of content on the websites or the blog post in order to get more audience and a larger group of people. So sir, I would like from you to understand that how does the concept of syndication of content actually works in the industry?
Yes. That was my first question anyway. So yeah.
Syndication of content basically means, as of whatever I have understood and what my experience is say if you're watching a MasterChef Australia on a Star Plus. So the owners of the 10 Play, the owners of MasterChef Australia has syndicated that content to Star Plus. It's basically selling homegrown content to other markets, including your market, of course. And India as of date, currently is not a lot, not very dependent on syndication. We were at one point of time, but since we started our own production, we are industry, thankfully, is not dependent on international content to run its channels or run its platforms. We are all producing our content. So syndication is basically making content available on various platforms to monetize that content.
Okay, so yes, I'm here. I can now figure out all the screen. So sorry for that. I couldn't be back on time. So Nikhil, when we spoke before, the excitement of me having you amongst us is that you are a marketing and media student of 2002-2004 batch, right? Of ISBNM, yes. And at that time also we had dual specialization. The trend continues even now. And by the way, Afrin is also a marketing media, your direct student.
Yeah. Honestly, my basic logic of taking marketing and media was because I could not understand finance.
Oh my
so
God.
Media was a more a more interesting option for me.
I think Afrin can correlate with that, which is not a teaching we would give to everybody else, because no, that
but that's the honest. My logic is just be honest to yourself. Realize what you're good at and focus your strengths, because this is your professional study.
Yeah.
Don't fool yourself. Just because someone says marketing's best combination is finance, if you don't understand it, don't do it.
Okay, here you go, which is amazing from somebody. So which brings to my next question. You have worked in varied platforms, because your journey, which I will not share, you will share. I mean, people want to hear it from you. Your journey had been in a varied platform, to tell all my audience here. Nikhil started with DTH, right? Then TV.
I started with cable.
Cable. Then you went
DTH,
to, and then of course Viacom, and then right now with buying and selling of content, right?
Yeah.
And so you have worked in the varied platform, and specifically on buying and selling of content. What is exclusive about India when you're talking about your current role right now, buying and selling of content? Or rather, if we think that what India want to watch is, what is exclusive about India regarding content in syndication?
So I tell you, India has evolved in the last 14 years that I have been working. 16 now, actually. 16 years that I have been working. India has evolved. When I started my career with Star, I was selling our channels, the Star Plus, Star One, Star Gold, to cable operators. Okay. It was a pure mafioso business. You had days where there were guns put in front of you and said, you do the deal or this thing, and you just stand up to it and say, boss,
oh my God.
I get. Okay. So we have gone through those days.
All right.
And then India evolved, and cable was a very so while 100 people were watching, you were paid for 10 people. That's how the industry worked, and it was a set norm. That is how we as kids, when we were growing up, and your parents were younger, they were paying 150 rupees, 200 rupees for cable. It was because ideally they should have paid in that era 600, 650 rupees. But because the cable operators were paying us only 10% of the actual viewership, that was being subsidized to you, to the audience. And they would charge the ground and each household at 100 rupees, 150 rupees, and consequently, marginalize that with us. So that's how the industry worked. With DTH coming in, there was accountability, because we knew exactly how many boxes were sold, and hence revenue started growing. So cable to compete had to evolve themselves, and that's how the CAS and the DAS system came into place, where even a Hathway or all these people, you have ICL in Pune. So these guys, they started setting up boxes, because they realized if they had to compete with
these are the set-top boxes,
they had to give better stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So they realized when they had to compete with DTH, they would have to streamline their act as well, because otherwise the people would very conveniently move to a DTH service where there was more channels available. Also, you should know that it's not like there was only 60 or 70 channels available, or 30 or 35 in smaller towns. There were always over 150 channels available.
Oh my God.
It's just that the television's bandwidth and the wire that provided it had the bandwidth to only give 30 channels to your TV set. So the fight was always being in the top 30 channels. Otherwise, the audience would not see you. If the audience didn't see you, you wouldn't get ad sales revenue. So yes, our industry in the last 15 years has evolved leaps and bounds. There's still a long way to go, especially as far as cable is concerned. DT is going to feel the heat because of the digital space and these Gen X people who are coming up. So because they're all, unlike us, for us, TV was community viewing. We would sit with our parents and watch a particular movie or a show.
Yeah.
Now each guy has a screen of his own. Every phone is a screen. So it's become very independent viewing now. It's no more community watching. It's no more family watching. It's no more family time. It used to be family time, sitting and watching a Ramayana or a Mahabharata at one point of time. Now, if they want to stream something on Netflix, they'll sit and stream. So yes, it has evolved. What's exclusive about syndication to India is that, like I told you earlier, when we were having our one-on-one, India doesn't really produce for syndication. So there are industries and companies, I should say, across the world that produce content only to syndicate. They are not obligated to any broadcaster. They are not obligated for their revenues to anyone. So what they do is they produce content and they say my content is good. Now I'm going to sell it to a TV channel in my country or a TV channel across the globe or a OTT platform across the globe. I am not dependent on where my revenues are going to come from. India, on the other hand, all content that is produced in India is produced for TV. And that is what is eventually then sold to the world. So a Balika Vadhu is a 2300 episoder.
Yes.
It was actually produced for India, but it's sold in Kazakhstan as well, and all 2300 episodes. It was the top running show in Kazakhstan for the longest time. In fact, Avika Gaur was invited to Kazakhstan as a state guest.
Oh my God.
An honor presented only to the president of the countries.
Okay.
So, but what happens is, it is still not produced. I can't sell a Balika Vadhu to a Western market. Our content doesn't sell in Western Europe. It doesn't sell in the US because their viewing pattern is 13 episodes, 24 episodes, 45 minutes. So we are not producing anything to sell to the world. We are producing for India. And then if it sells to the world, it's fine. So I think that is what is very unique about India. We are very self-dependent as far as content is concerned. But if you ask me, can India reach out to the world with this content? No.
Yeah, but then you said that we have been changing. So at a point of time when you came from Mahabharata at our times, like which is now at that time when satellite was like one subscriber and many viewers. Right, there was one cable operator subscribing to it, and we were getting a subsidy. That was a very different thing. Right now, we have moved to a very different kind of a journey. Right, we had that journey, but then what is that strategy of selling? Like which content sells most in India? Like, is there any strategy in which a content sells in India?
There is no strategy. There is no, actually, to be honest with you, current date, there is no strategy as such. There is no set, like I said, a strategy happens when you have a set focus for syndication. The problem with India is the focus is primarily for broadcast, ad revenue, distribution revenue. Syndication on its own is not a revenue stream. That will become a revenue stream when you strategize to produce for the purpose of syndicating that content. That you say, I will make a 13 episoder, I'll make a 24 episoder, and I will not sell it to a TV station. I will only sell it to a Netflix, or I'll go to Turkey and sell it to someone, or I'll go to the US and sell it to an NBC. So we are not yet doing that. So as a strategy, what right now is selling, of course, a film sell. There is no two thoughts about it. The earlier older films also used to sell. They still sell to an extent. But now the focus has changed to bigger titles, star-driven titles for international markets. I'm primarily talking about. In India, our films still sell.
Okay.
And our TV series sell because
Something which is
yes, Southeast Asia resonates with our TV series, especially our mytho series like Shiva, Mahabharata, the new ones, the newer
yeah,
ones, the
yeah, yeah,
HD
yeah.
quality.
Yes, yes.
So Southeast Asia is very strong with mytho and costume drama like Ashoka the Great. So all these. Middle East is very strong with our family dramas. Our family dramas sell. Do we command the same price as our competition from international markets? No, we don't. Because we sell 600 episodes. They sell 50 episodes, but they sell at 10 times our price.
Right.
Plus, I think the content is more evolved. And like I said, they produce to sell it to these markets instead of producing to broadcast in their country. So Africa again focuses on some costume drama, primarily drama. So again, CIS countries. So this is Eastern Europe and Russia focuses on films, some drama, family drama, but that's about it. Western Europe doesn't touch our content. UK doesn't touch our content. US doesn't touch our content. Yes, our channels are available. Yes, Hotstar is trying to fight its way through because of IPL and everything else. Z5 is available. Sony Live is available. They are all struggling though, because the affinity towards our content is lesser in those markets.
Afreen, would you take that Manraj's question to Nikhil?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Our student Manraj Singh has asked that how does the increase in number of OTT platforms have affected the
Art
industry?
industry.
Yes. So in line with this question, I would also extend the question. I recently read an article which said that OTT platforms bank on content archives and they work on content syndication in order to meet the consumer demands, especially in the times of COVID-19 lockdown. And Shimaru Me has also been premiering some old hit content and has got a really good jump in the user attraction. So what are your views on this?
Okay.
So to answer the first question about so many OTT platforms mushrooming, see, if you remember, there used to be platforms like ViewClip, Spool. I don't know if you all know or not, but they've all shut down. Platforms will come up. What happened? And to answer his question and also follow-up question of yours, during lockdown, there was a phenomena regarding content consumption. People were sitting at home and they had nothing to do. So even you all sitting at colleges, I don't know if your classes were happening or not, though you all are in a campus, but I don't know to what extent classes were
they are
happening,
not
what
in
was the
campus. We are
security
in
measures
campus.
taken place.
We are in
You're not in
campus. They are home.
Actually, you all are in campus.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, they are home.
Yeah.
So considering you all are all sitting at home and classes are not happening, whatever you study is from the modules that you receive or online classes that you receive. The remaining time is spent on the mobile or on a smart TV or on regular television, depending on what is available in your native place or in the metro, sub-metro that you are at.
Yes.
Please note that OTT is still a very metro phenomena.
Okay.
I also, and I'll come back, circle back, and I'll actually ask 40 odd people that are here, how many of you are still pirating content? And how many of you are actually paying to watch that content? If you all can give me a vote, you'll get your answer on your own. Because if you're not willing, you all are the Gen Z. You all are the people who are going to actually pay for this content tomorrow when you're out in the industry and you are working and you're earning your monies. You're the people who are going to go out and make these OTT platforms survive or leave the market. If you pay, they'll survive. If you don't, they'll leave the market.
On this note, I remember when yeah. Sorry. You finish, please, sir. Yeah.
So if you're yourself not paying for content, that's half the question answered. Because if you're not paying for the content, how do these people make money? So if they're not making money, they're going to come and they're going to mushroom. And everyone is going to believe that they're going to make money. What happens in this process is people like us who are syndicating content now, primarily I'm talking only India market. See, I sit on a bank of over 2,500 titles, including different languages. To run a platform, while you might need new web series, you might need new titles, you need library content to show volume. Or else your audience will say, oh, they have only 100 titles. What's the point? So you need those 607, and I will make money. But the point is, and the sad part is that I will make money for a limited period of time, because once the platform shuts down, they're not going to renew my contract. So if they don't earn the money, they will not exist. So what that lockdown has contributed is that because of that lockdown, and because new shows were not being made for television, people started moving to OTT. You realize a lot of films were releasing on OTT and are releasing on OTT. The reason behind it is because they know they're not going to get theatrical space. If anything comes in a theater even today, are you going to go and watch a Suryavanshi or a 83? Or are you going to watch a smaller film like Gulabo Sitabo? I would believe you'd go and watch an 83 if you really had to go and watch in a theater, then go and watch a Gulabo Sitabo.
Yes.
So people who could hold off, held back, and people who thought, I may not get a window of release in the coming future. And this is going to right now last for the next at least a year, because there's a lot of backlog. So you're going to see a lot of more movies coming. If an Akshay Kumar is releasing a film on a Hotstar, you can imagine a star power like that. So he chose to release this year and decided that a Suryavanshi should go to a theater. A Lakshmi Bomb should come to a Hotstar. So people have to get the money in. Plus, what happens is it's a produced title. The movie is going to get old. Are you going to go and watch an old title that you heard about 2 years back and that is releasing now? You're going to say, even if it doesn't, you'll say it looks old because of its production quality, because of everything else. So there's a marked change in the pattern of consumption that's happened. That is more because of viewers. We were all at home. Yes, it's given us this habit of getting stuck on content. Yes, a lot of OTT platforms have increased their subscriber base. A Netflix that is at a 650 rupees per month, that is almost at a 8,000 rupees a year, had 300, 400 odd subscribers. They are sitting at 1.2 million subscribers today in the last 8-10 months that they have grown. And Amazon has jumped to 10 plus million subscribers. It's very small compared to what the kind of population we have, but it is still huge revenues for them.
Right. Nikhil, what you said opens up a lot of like doors. One, for example, you're saying, I'm just asking, is it a challenge to get new subscribers in OTT? That is one.
The cost of subscription is very high, very high.
And so, I remember that you talked about your parents who live in Bihar, right? I'm just taking it a little personally. We are now linking it because
No
and
problem.
you said that you are the subscriber, you are the buyer, and you share the content with your parents who are in a remote place, which we call a village or a town, and not tier 1. And so in that sense, what is this? Let's understand this thing, because our generation are now in tier 1, tier 2 cities where we have access to OTT. There is a generation which is related to us, which we are responsible of, who might be in a remote or not might be, or might be sharing the subscription through us. How can you explain that to our students, or what is your view on this? Is there a change?
So I think, see, change is going to happen. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Right. People want see what is happening in small towns and why OTT is growing. Again, there's another phenomena, and everyone should know that in smaller tier 2, tier 3 towns, when we see what we are consuming on our Amazon Primes is a VOD content. It's not linear channels. You're not watching a live channel like a Star Plus 9 p.m. show. However, as data suggests, in smaller towns, data consumption, almost 70% of data consumption happens on video.
Right.
Of that 70% consumption actually happens on linear channels and not on the VOD content.
So when you say linear channel,
there is
what
dearth
is
of a Star Plus streaming. So people are watching the channel, instead of watching a channel on a TV, they're watching it on their phone. because there is no electricity.
Right.
One of the drawbacks, there is no electricity. Or it's a single TV household. And the wife is watching something, so the husband wants to watch something because the child is already outside studying somewhere or working somewhere.
Right.
So they are streaming the channel instead of streaming a content that is already played and it's as lying as a library content. They are streaming the live channel, and that is contributing in smaller towns. That's a bigger contributor towards this thing, data consumption.
Exactly.
And like I'm saying, I don't know how many of your students are subscribers of what all platforms.
Oh, they are subscribers of all. We can just post right now.
That means they get a lot of pocket money.
Oh,
we didn't.
No, they are earning also. We have earners also.
Good for them. And I'm glad I used to pirate a lot of content, but since I started selling content and since it became very accessible and easy after 2000, of course I stopped. I thought, no, I can't,
business
kick my own bread and butter. So no.
Yeah.
So I, as a rule, say buy content because it is stealing, and don't do it.
Yeah.
So and there is enough and more. So if you do not want to take 3 apps, don't take it. There is enough and more. Today, even your telcos provide enough content for you to not actually subscribe to any of the apps and get everything.
Right.
So the phenomena is that please accept this, that this online consumption in smaller towns is primarily on YouTube or on an MX player, the free OTT platforms. They will not be on Netflixes and Amazon Primes and ZEE5 and Hotstars. To an extent, if they have a Jio connection, maybe the content that is available there, that Jio has come and helped in that way. But it's generally us who are in bigger towns that are educating our parents that, if you have missed this, mom, you can watch it here. Or dad, if you have missed this, you can watch it here. Or I had downloaded Hotstar on your this thing. You have a Jio connection. Why don't you go and stream this web series? It is really nice. You'll enjoy it. So it is us educating them. Others who are living around us do not have access to it. They are still dependent. TV sales are still high. I mean, not in this pandemic, but before that, till last year, TV sales were still high. Cable connections were still growing. DTH connection was still growing. It just means that in our country, even today, people are still in that process of still buying their first TV. So TV has a long life still. But yes, metros will evolve. Choices will come. We have choices, and this new generation of Gen X or Gen Z, whatever they are called, they want to exercise their choices.
But I think the answer which you gave, I'm sorry, I just cut you in between. But the answer, my students also asked that many of them always thought that TV chala jayega. It will be replaced by the smartphone, which
not for the next 10-15 years.
Yes, so you have the answer, and that is, I think, specifically because you also said the culture value of India, the watching with a family, right? That kind of viewing is only in India. When we think about content, when we think about anything, I think specifically we are talking about familial watching, the family sitting together with the family and watching. With that, I'll take one very good question. There are many people asking a lot of questions. We'll take Shivansh Zafrin. Over to you. Yeah.
So Shivansh has asked a question. Syndication of content can have a major problem of content. That is, the content might not be enough, or it might be enough but cannot create enough traffic and reach out to the target audience. So how does syndication of content affects SEO? A similar question has also been asked by Priyam. So how SEO creates value for syndication of content?
Would you be, because actually they're working on that line, so perhaps they, trying to relate with this.
Yeah. So to answer the question, look, people, when you produce a content and someone commissions you to produce that content, you take a risk, you take a punt on someone. I'll give you a small example. Netflix was new. Sacred Games was new. Season 1 that did exceptionally well. It broke all records. Right. You took the punt and you made a season 2 and it bombed. So Some things will work, some things will not work. It's an ongoing process. Z5 has released over 100 originals. If you are, I don't know if you're aware or not, over 100 originals. How many of you have heard of even 10 of it?
Right.
Or gone ahead and watched 5 of it? So, you know what, syndication, so what they're asking more is more on the lines, at least India concentrated. Like I've been saying, India is not producing content to syndicate. India is producing content to broadcast or to stream.
Yeah.
What we syndicate is basically, in very simple terms, Malai. I told this to Aishwarya as well.
Yes.
Is Malai.
Very
So
beautiful example you have given.
whatever you earn from syndication is over and above the core business. Now, how you build that up to the next level, like I've been saying, will happen only when you start producing content where you have a global perception and not just India. Even Sacred Games was made keeping India in mind, and it bombed. So to answer their question more than syndication is about commissioning of content.
Yes.
How does commissioning of content happen? And if commissioning of content in today's day and age is very on the gut.
Okay.
Because I am talking to Netflix regarding 3 original shows, and 2 they are very interested in. 1 I am pushing. So, and 1 they have already approved. And I'm giving you a live example. So the 2 that I am pushing, that I am pushing, they are not convinced about. I think it's a good show. The one that they approved, I was very convinced. I was very convinced that this was a good show. They said, okay, maybe it'll work, because it was a documentary. It was not even a mainstream entertainment masala. But I told them it's very good. Have a look, see the entire episode. They saw it and they said, okay, fine, we'll take it up. And the remaining 2 shows are pure fiction, which is under evaluation. So then it is entirely the gut and the conviction of the platform as to how many people they can get. You know, see, their expenses on these new shows does not happen because they think people will watch it. It doesn't matter to them. How many new people can they get because of it?
Right, new subscribers. That is something,
Like you asked now, what is the cost of acquisition?
Yes.
These new shows are for cost of acquisition. These are all the cost of acquisition. These are all from their marketing and promotion budgets.
All right.
They do not think then when they're commissioning that because of this, I will earn this much back. I'll get this many subscribers. They think how many new additions. It's all for new additions and retention of old. Because if you don't show me, if Z5 tomorrow or Netflix tomorrow taking 650 rupees from me does not show that they are, why do you think Netflix every month has to show something new? In this lockdown, nothing could be produced. We have sold old titles to them. They are promoting, even today, there's a promotion going on of a film called Soldier, Bobby Deol star.
Yeah.
That film belongs to Shimaru. We have sold it to Netflix.
All right.
I have sold it to Netflix.
Okay.
Netflix is promoting it because Netflix has to tell its audience that every month I'm giving something new to you. I'm giving value for your money. I'm giving value for your money. So if I can't produce something new, I'll get you something old that you haven't watched, or you must have watched a long time back. If I'm in a position to produce something new, I'll produce something new and bring it up for you.
So that actually answers one of our students, Manraj, that he asked about Hotstar has focused on sports content like IPL, cricket, and he's saying that Netflix had focused more on web series and movies. That is his observation. So I think, Manraj, that kind of answers your question, that how does a platform distribute the content?
So I'd like to.
You would add,
also, I'd like to answer this question to another. So Manraj, we have to realize that Hotstar is a sub-property of Star, and sports rights are primarily bought for TV. Now, Hotstar during IPL, because there's nothing live going on, during IPL will get that surge. During India matches because cricket, and please note, it is not sports, it is cricket, nothing else. Even today, people watch soccer. Tell me how many soccer fans, how many people will pay if EPL was paid on sports? Would you pay? And this question is specifically to him. I don't know he's a sports fan or not, or he's a soccer fan or not, but I'm
Manraj is a
asking
poet.
if EPL was paid and if he had to pay. So
Yeah.
if EPL was paid, would he pay for it?
Yeah.
But maybe if cricket is paid, you will pay for it, because cricket is a different league. Netflix never in the game, or was never in the game of this thing, sports. Their
Again, very India specific.
pedagogy is very simple.
Yeah.
Their logic, that's why they're producing so much for India now, because they've started focusing on India. Earlier, when they launched, it was all international shows.
Yeah.
So, Netflix will always and always, their logic is, I'm charging you a premium, I will give you premium content. Broadcaster-led platforms are driven by, I already have a bank of, 150,000 hours of content that I produced from 2000. I will put all of that and then I'll give you something new, including sports. That's the difference between a pure play OTT and a broadcaster-led OTT.
All right. All right. Can you take Akshat? There's a lot of free videos. That question.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Yes, sir, you talked about the value to be provided to the audience that is actually watching Netflix, and even Netflix is promoting right now Sacred Games as well, which was introduced way back. So Akshat has a question that there are a lot of free videos, web series, and other content available free of cost on Telegram application as well. So how are they able to serve that content on free while other big market leaders like Netflix or Amazon Prime took subscription cost from the viewers?
Okay. Paid and
That's a very good question.
Very good question.
That's a very good question. Telegram is a piracy site. Please do not watch it.
Okay.
And the entire media consortium has been fighting not against Telegram but against a slew of websites and platforms where content is being pirated. It's a very, very black hole, and it is very difficult to safeguard content. So the only way to do is to educate people and people around you and tell them, boss, don't pirate the content. People have spent loads of money in making this content. Watch it legally.
I think that also
it
has
is easy to watch on Telegram. That's the easiest answer I can give you. That it is not available for free. That is basically stealing of content and putting it on a platform where people can watch it for free.
Right. I think what I think might also be put in a different way is that, especially you guys, I mean, the new generation and more to come, that is, we have gone through a kind of time where very less content was available, and there was no subscribing but buying from the cable operators to now. So at this point of time, the viewers are also the makers. There are many people who are viewing content to make content. So perhaps you, for example, you said that, I wouldn't not do a pirated, I will not watch a pirated version because I'm in the business. So, and you are in a very high level, but there are many students, there are many filmmakers, there are many young generation, they want to be influencers, they want to be this and that. And I think that value addition, that understanding a content has been there. Again, I cannot say that whether it is village or 2-tier, 1-tier city. I think just if we get, not demography wise, but young generation wise, I think the value of content has increased, which brings to what you said when I asked you that what sells in India, and you said about the Malai thing, and you said that we don't want to pay for content. That is India's quote. Remember? So could you?
That is why websites like Telegram are doing so well.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to pay for content. You said, these free. To quote you, you said these are young students or these are upcoming professionals who want to watch content, but may not be in a position to pay so much to watch that content, but still want to watch it and learn from it.
Yeah.
Boss, my submission to them is, you want to learn by watching this content to be able to produce content tomorrow. What if I do that same thing to the content that you are producing tomorrow? Yeah. Then what would you say?
Yeah.
So pick up one platform that you believe in, and learn from only that platform. Drop the subscription of that platform. Don't spend on anything else. Watch on another platform. See what is their genre. Watch that
Wow.
for a month. Drop it. Don't spend on it, this thing, because you want to learn something to earn money tomorrow from that. But today you want to pirate that same thing, so and learn. I don't agree to that.
Yeah, but
I know
think
it's
that's a
tough.
beautiful
I know at times.
suggestion you have given. That's a very
I know it's tough. I absolutely understand. I've been to that college life, and I understand it's tough, and I understand every penny you save is the penny that you enjoyed. You spend on yourself doing something that you want to do. Spend यार Z5 का दाम 49 rupees है यार month का. Start with something like that, ना. Don't subscribe to Netflix. Start with something like that, and then be in a position to say, यार क्या घटिया quality का content बनाता है ये लोग. Let me progress from this.
Yes.
Let me go to Amazon Prime. They take 129 rupees a month. Watch some content there. Then say क्या घटिया content बनाता है ये लोग. I can do better than this. Then progress to Netflix and watch it for a month. You have the 500, you have the 249 subscription. Watch it on that. You will get India related content. You will get some international content. Watch it there. Yeah.
So there is one core marketing student who want to ask something. Core as in for
Yeah.
specialization. So he's asking, Shivansh is asking, I'm taking this question, Afrina.
Yes.
So is there a concept of B2B or B2C? They want to know, is there any concept of B2B and B2C in syndication of content? Because
See,
they're learning all this. So
not syndication of content doesn't happen B2C. Consumption of content happens either in a B2B to C or B2C.
Okay.
Shimaru is
Okay.
primarily a B2B2C app.
all right.
Netflix is a B2C app.
All right.
Selling of content doesn't happen on a B2C platform. I can't go and sell to you. If I have 100 movies, I can't walk to each one of you and say, "Mera movie dekho, mera movie dekho." I can sell it to Netflix and Netflix will say it to you. Or I will give it, or a Shimaru will give it to Vodafone and Vodafone will say it to you.
Right.
So I will be embedded on a Vodafone. So a Shimaru Me is a B2B2C app primarily. We are also in the B2C space, but a major focus is on B2B2C. Like a Eros Now is a B2B2C app. Alt Balaji was a B2B2C app. They want to become a B2C app. So Z5 is a B2C app primarily, where they want people to actually be in their ecosystem, not in someone else's ecosystem.
Okay, so what we can generate from this is that the challenge and the learning thing with OTT platforms nowadays is that per day subscribers has to increase, and to ensure that people who are already subscribers remain loyal to them. That this is the two things, right?
Yes.
And to remain
Yes.
that you shared one beautiful insight of Netflix, which you said that they have to show their consumers, like buying Soldier from Shimaru.
Value.
They have to show,
Yeah.
value. So,
Value.
yes.
See, it's about two things. Retention. First is retention.
Yeah.
Because जो base बन गया है पहले तो they should not lose that.
Right.
And then growth.
Right.
That is the purpose behind this thing.
Right. And we'll make a jump to another question. That is, you had that the initially also I told everybody you had traveled a journey from DTH TV to OTT platform. What was the exciting bit about each of its journey from ISBM to DTH? So please let's just go through that journey.
Okay. Honestly, and I'll be very honest here, and I was very honest with you as well, actually.
Yes.
Honestly, we were the third batch of ISBM.
All right.
We were not sure where we were headed. We were not sure whether we'll get placed also or not. And this is coming straight from my heart, guys. So hear me out. I got a role with Star. I always wanted to do marketing. I never wanted to do distribution and sales.
All
But for a third batch from an ISBNM, getting into a Star TV, I had no choice. Bro, I just had to go and do the job.
Of course.
And I went and I always knew I wanted to do media. I was sure about that. But I wanted to do marketing in media and not, distribution sales and meeting cable operators and saying mera channel laga lo. I didn't want to do that. But with a brand like Star, and Star U was in that era, in 2004, Star was the big daddy.
Yes.
Nobody stood. Z, Sony, Colors did not exist. Z,
No, did not
Sony
exist. Yes.
did not even stand a chance in front of Star. I had no choice. I just had to join Star.
Yes.
And then I kept evolving, kept learning. When I moved to this thing from Star, I worked with Star. I worked with Z for a couple of years, 3 years, I think. And then I moved to DTH. When I moved to the DTH part of business, I realized the business was evolving. Two things contributed to it. One, realization that the business was evolving. I was tired of talking to cable operators. I wanted to talk to a little more corporate. I was going to be a marketing guy, right? So I wanted to get into the more corporate structure. So I
Right.
started moving towards, DTH was more organized. So I thought, okay, I'll meet more people who are more polished rather than meeting cable operators.
All right.
So that was the reason.
Right.
And of course,
Fair enough.
money.
Yeah.
Of course, money. Uh, and then I kept doing DTH and some bit of cable. And I heard about syndication. This was in 2012. And India had just started syndicating content to international markets. And I told my then boss, and he was a great guy. So I told him, and I was with Z. I told him, sir, yaar, you know what? My distribution work is done here. We had just launched a new channel, and everything was done. I told him, you know what? Why don't you give me some syndication opportunity with this other team? Let me help them out. I'll learn something new. And I started because I found it interesting. The most attractive thing about it was you get to go to Cannes twice a year. So that attracted me. The fact that I was no more selling channels, I was selling actual content. So syndication was all about watching and selling. You have to know your shows to sell the show. You have to be able to narrate the story. So it was watching TV and selling TV. So I moved to syndication. That's how.
Okay.
And then I started developing and started selling to TV stations. And then when I was joining Viacom, they didn't have an opportunity in TV selling. They had an opportunity only in OTT selling. And in 2015, OTT was just coming up
Yes.
properly.
Yes.
Z5 was still Ditto TV then. And I said, I'll do digital, no problem. I'll do digital. So I started doing digital, and that's how this journey happened. So some was planned. A majority of it was out of compulsion as when I started off with it. And then as those compulsions started getting my interest and started, I started getting more involved into it. I realized, okay, now you have to start grooming yourself to do the next thing. If I was in distribution today, probably I would have lost my job. And I'm being very honest because distribution is dwindling. One deal is happening at one common place. So how many people do you need to manage the entire country? Consolidation is happening. And hence, at times you have to, realize when to move, what to do, and what is the next upcoming thing. So I realized that I was in the pipe. Distribution was the pipe. It was the method of distribution. So I had to be at the consumer's end. So either I had to join one of the OTT platforms, or I had to be at the selling end of content, because content was never going to die and consumers were never going to die. Only the pipe was going to change from cable to DTH, from DTH to digital to tomorrow, I don't know what.
So this choice will always exist for any person from, so all you students of marketing, this choice, this ye jo choose karna wala jo hai, I don't know what you call it in Hindi, but that will remain always there throughout your life till you become a VP like sir.
Like it's always said that if you don't understand what you want, analyze what you don't want.
Yeah.
So yes, so we can always connect with you, sir.
Also, I would like to also add here that remember one thing, for all those marketeers, I'm saying this.
Yeah.
And I am a salesperson today. I am no more a marketer. I always wanted to be a marketer.
Right.
I would always suggest to all marketeers, do some selling in your life before you get into marketing. Do marketing, but do some selling, some level of selling in your life, because if you do not know how to sell, and when you become a marketeer, you will never understand their problem. You will never understand. You will design tomorrow if you are with HUL. You will say, "हम इसका ना paste का color ना अभी green कर देते हैं." But that sales guy, when he has to go and sell that green paste, what he has to go and say that ground level retailer कि ये green paste आपको क्यों चलाना चाहिए, आपको पता होना बहुत जरूरी है. You have to know that. If you know that, you will know why you should make it green and why you should not make it yellow.
Right.
So
right.
know your sales. And if you are a marketer, a good marketing person, and I have always believed this, and we have met some really tough and rigid ones along our way, and we have met some who understood, you know, who understood what the sales guy wants, and they were the best people to work with. Because tomorrow, when you are a marketer and not a salesperson, because I'm for all those marketing aspirants who want to become marketing people and not sales people, please understand the plight of a sales guy. They have the toughest job, but remember one thing: they are getting in your salaries. So always try and make sure that you help them to that extent that they are able to sell that product. Because if you do not sell that product, the revenue doesn't come in. The revenue doesn't come in. You don't get money to spend on marketing. You will face budget cuts. So understand a salesperson's perspective always. That's a pure ekdam on the job learning for me.
You know what I mean, you are an AVP, and the energy you have, Nikhil, is the same energy I would relate with my students right now. So I'm asking you, what keeps you going on this journey? And you shared it, we had that view, but I would just ask in a very structured way. Is it the job responsibility? Is it the possibility of a new venture which you shared? Or would you add something more to it? Also money, of course. But
Yes, I think from leading is money. Never discount that fact. Any student who discounts that fact is not being true to himself.
right,
तुम मुफ्त में तो काम करोगे नहीं यार.
right.
Second thing, when you're good at something, all of you, remember this if you're hearing me. If you're good at something, never sell yourself short.
Wow.
Stand up for yourself. बिना मांगे कुछ नहीं मिलता है. Stand up for yourself, never sell yourself short. Always focus on the money, because if you can provide for yourself and for your family, you will always have job satisfaction.
Right.
And for me, then when you ask, for me now, for a very long time, it was, going through the motions. Money is increasing. I am doing work. Now when I'm here and with Shimaru, so I'm with Shimaru, there's one beauty that there was a reason I joined. I was in the Viacom. I wouldn't have to, had they asked me 4 years back, I would have told them, Shimaru, no. But in the last 3-4 years, Shimaru has evolved. And the biggest advantage I get here is I'm not confined to only selling what Z makes or what Star makes or what a Sony makes. They have given me this independence to explore the world. You think you can get hold of a good content belonging to a third party and sell it to Netflix and get your sales commission in between? Go do it. And I've done it. I've just 4 days back, I picked up a content that a very dear friend of mine produced. He was not getting access to Netflix. I told him, forget it, give it to me officially. Under Shimaru banner, give it to me. We'll be official distributors for you. We sold it to Netflix. It's a documentary series.
Wow.
And so now for me, I think apart from the money, it's the high of doing something like this.
To bargain
And
something which is
always
to bargain something which is new.
to do something new. To do something
Yeah.
new. Anything new you do, any big deal you crack. Now for me, it's the high of being able to do something.
Right.
Rather than doing your daily jobs that we always do.
Mundane. It's
But pick up, and that we have to do. You can't run away from it. But that high of being able to do that one thing every 2 months, 3 months, one deal, one thing. Oh, we cracked this time. We cracked this. That high, and of course, money. I've always said this to all my friends, and a friend of mine actually said this to me a long time back. When I was telling him, I think I'll take up this role because there's a lot of learning here. He told me, and I'm telling this to all the students, and don't kill me for it.
no.
But there will come a point of time in life where from your learning, you should remove the L. It is as simple as that. From your learning, your job should never be only about learning. When your recruiter says you're going to learn this, till a point, yes, you should learn, you should pick up everything that you want. But there should come a point of time in life when you're back against the wall. If you are, God forbid, I hope none of you are. But if you are, or if you're feeling, dejected, yaar, itna kar raha hu main, itni paise mil rahe hain, then that's the point of time in your life where take the right decisions and remove the L from your learning. Do only earning, because when you earn, you'll be happy, you'll be
Yeah.
able to provide for your family,
Yeah, I think
and
that's
you will
honest.
always
There's
have
nothing
job
wrong.
satisfaction.
Yeah.
Yes, it is honest. Don't lie to yourself. There is one person you should not lie to, and that is to yourself.
I think that is the
Anyways,
true
any
spirit.
questions?
Yeah, we have 1 and 2 questions, but I think, sir, you
Yeah.
just showed the true spirit of ISBNM, because we are honest, and this is what we are. We are energetic in the sense we always tell them, they know that energy of always striving to something which is new and not giving in to mundanity. So that is one amazing learning. And there are many people who are asking one question for a long time. If you might just allow me.
Yeah. Any
they are,
and more.
just one question only they're going on asking. That is, how is they are trying to understand the difference between content syndication and guest posting.
A lot of students have asked this question, that how is guest posting wider than content?
User generated and content syndication.
Okay.
Basically, it's user. By guest posting, you mean user generated.
Yes.
Like I make a video and I put it on YouTube.
Yes.
See, syndication is officially produced content for a purpose of being made available on an OTT platform, TV station, TV channel, whatever, and that is sold across and to YouTube as well.
Right.
So that is syndication. Where money exchanges hands. Guest posting or user generated this thing is I produce something and I go and post because I want viewership.
Visibility. Yeah.
That visibility.
Yeah.
And that visibility, if it reaches a certain amount on YouTube, then you can start monetizing it. But essentially, that is all about viewership.
So we can say that
and visibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, sir, please.
So if Shimaru, if someone picks up my content from somewhere and puts it on YouTube, that's piracy. And we every day pull down 1,500 videos. So that is not user posting. User posting is which is original content that you were cooking at home, or you were gardening at home, or you were reciting a ghazal at home, or you're reciting a poem at home, and you posted that. That's user generated content. A TikTok isn't user generated content.
All right.
The TikTok content. Right. But if tomorrow you watch a soldier posted on this thing on YouTube by an Afrin, that's piracy. It has to be under either Shimaru or under the Netflix banner.
Okay, so
because I've sold it to them, or to whoever I have sold it. Whoever, it can come under their banner, nowhere else.
So content syndication, I would say,
is basically selling of content.
It's structured.
And selling of content.
Proper selling. And guest posting is just before the timeline of monetizing. It is not yet monetized. Monetization is actual, but you are syndicating. Right?
Guest posting is anyone can post anything. Guest posting happens only on free platforms.
But
TikTok,
I think there's a lot of copyright issues.
YouTube.
Yeah.
So they're always, we are fighting a legal. We have a team in our company to spot things like these and send legal notices. It's a separate business unit for us.
Yeah. I mean, we heard a lot about Yash Raj before, but for the first time I'm hearing it.
All production houses have a separate business unit where there's a team that identifies where their music is used, where their video is used. And if the company is big that is doing it, they will send a legal notice. If it's a small individual, they'll just pull down the content.
So we are coming to an end of the webinar. The second final question. What should a fresher in this field learn to enter in a job like yours?
Thank you so much for asking this question.
So they're wanting to be with you. So what should they know? To ask you very directly.
Yeah, my very simple logic to have anyone on my team at least is be inquisitive enough to know about the market. And before I go, I'll say a very important thing to you all, and that should encourage you all. But I'll say that at last.
Right.
Right now, I'll say no job unless you are a business analyst or something, no job is rocket science. Anyone can do anything. Selling is the easiest thing in the world to do. You just need to know your content, or you need to know your product, whatever that product. It could be a toothpaste or it could be a TV show. You need to know your product, and you need to know the requirement of the market. Maximum you will do is a mistake when you go and pitch. You will say, "मेरे को $100 चाहिए." Your boss expects that you will get 200. If you have a boss who doesn't understand, he will take your case. Please be very prepared for it. If you have a boss who understands, he'll say, तेरी गलती तू सुधार के दे, अगला डील में 200 चाहिए. That is your luck. That is pure your luck. Who is you are going to report to? But please believe me, please trust me. Selling of anything is the easiest thing in the world to do. Just know what you are selling, and you should have the interest in doing it. अगर interest नहीं है तो मत करो. You will get burnt out after a point of time. And what happens is when you're burnt out or when you're not interested in it, you miss the finer details. When you miss the finer details, then your boss will turn around and say, "What the fuck are you doing, bro? Sorry for my language." But you're going to hear this a lot in the future. And he'll turn around and say, "What are you doing?" And you will look at them and you look at him and you will say, "Yaar, main to sab sahi kiya tha. This small little things he's shouting at me for." The problem is that you're not interested in doing it. So move on. There's nothing wrong in moving on. Move on from that. Either go and work, and remember one thing. Always remember one thing. We never work for companies. We always work for people.
Oh God.
Always.
So true. So true. So true. I completely agree. We always work with people. That's something.
You will have a lot of difficulty in resigning to a boss you have learned a lot from, you have been very fond of, and you have enjoyed with. You'll have a lot of I faced it, a difficulty in say resigning, and you'll be a cakewalk to walk up to a boss you didn't look up to and say, "Sir, ho gaya mera, abhi nahi ho payega." I have done both.
So you are not resigning a company, you are resigning that boss.
Yeah, you never resign a company. Yes. And a company never depends on you so much that तुम्हारे बिना काम नहीं चलेगा. A company always moves on. Never get on that high horse that if I leave, ये धंधा और कोई नहीं संभाल सकता है. There will always be somebody else to take
always. We are all replaceable. Absolutely.
And all replaceable.
All replaceable and not indispensable, as they say. So even
there's one more thing I'll like to. Sorry, I'm cutting you.
No.
I'll like to. Always remember one more thing. There are many kinds of bosses. Each boss will teach you what to be or what not to be. जिनसे जो pick up करना है वो pick up करो. If you want to pick up what to be, pick that up. But don't never forget to pick up what not to be. Because tomorrow there'll be somebody else reporting to him, and don't do those things to him that you wouldn't want being done to you, wouldn't have wanted being done to you. Yeah. So always also learn what not to be.
True. Actually, that was my final question only. That could you share few must know tips with our students and freshers? And so we have mixed. We have people who are already who have joined some company, few, and there are people who are already joining in the final batches and they're doing their internship in the sector. So some tips they should, one tip you said that about the job and the thing, and some maybe you said that you have saved something for the last.
No, also to extend your question, ma'am.
Yes.
What skills do we as especially marketing and media students should acquire in this point of time when we are learning things?
Actually, they're just going to go to the market right now. They're in the final batch. Yeah.
Nothing you study is going to work in the market in the future. Let me say that to you very honestly and clearly. What MBA prepares us for is for the stress, for the long hours, it makes us tough. तुम 4 P's of marketing or 6 P's of marketing शायद अब हो गया है, पहले 4 हुआ करता था. 6 P's of marketing will not work in the real world. Nobody is going. SWOT analysis, no भैया. Your boss is going to turn and ask you होगा कि नहीं होगा, ये बता. तू करके देगी या मैं कर लूं?
कितने टाइम में?
Your boss is going to ask you that. कितने टाइम में होगा? So your MBA for all of you has prepared, and my ISBM prepared me. We used to have classes till 4 in the morning. Yeah,
Yes.
I have sat in the
Yes.
class till 4 in the
By
morning.
the way, yeah.
I have walked up to. I used to be at the this thing campus, Viman Nagar campus,
Mhm.
because that was the only thing there.
Hmm, hmm.
We have walked up to our SCM teacher. उनका सिगरेट का पैकेट पड़ा हुआ है, बोला सर अभी बहुत हो गया, अभी सिगरेट ले रहे हैं हम लोग. We would pick up his cigarette packet. He's teaching. He would smoke. We would sit and smoke, and we would discuss. Never be embarrassed to stand up for yourself. If you smoke and drink, doesn't mean you cannot smoke and drink in front of your boss. Not smoking and drinking is not giving him respect.
I have to give a
Giving
mandatory notice right now. It is injurious to health. I'm sorry.
It is injurious to health.
So
But
no.
I'm saying don't not be yourself
Yeah.
by in
That's
order
the
to show
takeaway.
respect to your bosses. Be yourself.
Yeah.
Do your job to the best of your ability.
I think.
Be
Yeah.
be prepared. Be prepared to stand up for your mistakes. गलती हुई है, बोलो सॉरी और बोलो सर मेरी गलती है, मैं करेक्ट करके दूंगा आपको. मेरी गलती है ना, my shit, I'll handle it. Don't worry. I will rectify it. If I need help from you, I'm going to walk up to you. And then walk up to him and tell him, listen, this is the solution that I think. Every boss today wants to hear solutions. They don't want to hear problems. When you walk up to your boss, your mentor, whoever is in the company, and you go with a problem, tell the problem, but also say, I think this is what we can possibly do. What do you think?
Yeah.
He will always either add to you, he will always think of you as a solution provider and not as a problem creator. People want solutions. We don't have time. We want solutions. We don't want problems. I always tell my team, यार मेरे पास ना problem लेके आना, तो मेरे पास 3 solution भी लेके आ. Then we'll find the right solution. And I might not have the right solution. Maybe तुम्हारे पास ही right solution हो. We'll just fine tune it. But don't come to me with problems. I will give you all a very, very encouraging last that I said I'll say.
Yes.
And after that, I'm happy to answer more. I'm happy to answer more.
Sure.
Last thing that I will say. I always tell my friends and my colleagues that, bro, in the OTT business, in the next 5-6 years, we are going to be redundant. Us, we are going to be redundant because we are learning the technology and then working in it. Y'all are growing in it.
Right.
Make the most of it.
Right.
If and I'm giving you random numbers, but if the same job can be done by somebody who's getting 30 lakh, why would they pay 1 crore? So the future is yours. मेरे पास 5 I know very well. Maximum I can pull is 10 years of job. I don't even want to work more for 10 years. I'd rather work for the next 5, 6 years and I'm done. But the future is yours. So and you all are growing up in it. जितना pick कर सकते हो, pick करो. Whatever you can pick from your normal life, even in watching your content. If it is media and if it is content watching, editing, whatever it is, content promotions, marketing of movies, marketing of TV shows, whatever you want to learn everything that you can pick up, because you all are growing up with it. You all have the advantage to actually be a part of the technology. तुम लोग जैसी इंडस्ट्री में आ रहे हो, that technology also is coming. You all will both evolve together. We have to unlearn everything that we have learned and learn new things. I have a guy who's come from Mica who reports to me.
Okay.
And I have any difficult project, I give it to him. I give it to him because I tell him, you know what, I have a baggage. These other guys also, they have worked for 8 years, 7 years, somebody for 4 years. They still have some baggage. You have no baggage. Look at this project from your point of view and come up with a plan.
Wow.
And then we fine tune it, because I know if I start thinking about it, I have my baggages. मेरा केबल का baggage होगा, DTH का baggage होगा. अरे ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता. That person will think and you all will think, कैसे क्यों नहीं हो सकता? I will think नहीं हो सकता. You will think क्यों नहीं हो सकता? I would want my people and the people that I am grooming to take my place to come and tell me, अरे क्या बोल रहे यार आप निखिल? हो सकता है. And in my team, we are all on first name basis. There are no sir, no bosses.
Yeah, that's
no
why you
nothing.
were.
We are all first name basis.
Okay.
we are all on तुम basis. अगर आप बोलोगे I'm okay, अगर तुमको तुम बोलना है I'm okay. It doesn't matter. मेरा काम हो जाना चाहिए. That's all. Remember, you're going to be working at that place for 8.5 hours. You need to be happy in that space. You spend more time with them than with family. Be happy in that space. And अगर 8 साढ़े 8 घंटे में कोई नौकरी नहीं काम, you will have days that are long. But अगर काम नहीं खत्म होता है, that work was never meant to be finished in that day. Please note that. Please make time for friends and family. They are very important. Never discount that. And never set wrong expectations for your boss. Sitting till 10 o'clock at night and finishing a job may be applauded. But the day you have a life, maybe when you're single and you're doing it, the day you start dating someone, or the day you get married, and you don't make that time, suddenly, and in spite of the fact that you're still finishing your work, suddenly, since you're not sitting till 10 o'clock, you'll be judged कि अब ये काम कम कर रहा है. Don't build wrong expectations, ever. Don't ever build wrong expectations and stand up for yourself. Say मेरा काम खत्म हो गया है, pick up your bag and walk. Make sure you make time for yourself. हाँ, you have to adjust, you have to mold, you have to, there are people who are in a certain way. Adjust करना पड़ेगा. Initial stages of your career, do that.
Yeah.
But there comes a point where you have to stand up for yourself and say, boss, यार मेरे को भी ये भी करना है. I do this. And don't make your job your life. Huh? Please pursue your interests. Do whatever you want. I like to cook. I cook every second day at my home. Do something. Do something other than just working. It is not the end of the world. Because everything else helps in your growth and your evolution.
Afreen is still waiting for those skills because there are many people who might now just want to work with Maru.
I told you there is no particular skill.
You don't
You
see
should come with
degrees or
I'll tell you what will unless I'm doing hardcore PR. So I need to learn how to draft a PR. I need to learn how to plan a PR campaign.
Right.
Or if I'm doing a Marcom, I need to learn how to plan that marketing communication strategy. But when I'm doing sales, I should know I'm talking from only my expertise point of view and not
Absolutely.
from this thing. That's why I said selling is the easiest thing in the world. For everything else, your education will come in. If somebody is a Marcom, this thing, or somebody is a finance guy, it will help him. Of course, he will know this thing. But मेरे को balance sheet नहीं बनाना है यार. I have somebody else to do that for me.
Right.
My job is to get money in the company. And from a sales point of view, just work somewhere where you enjoy selling that product.
Yeah.
Know your product and enjoy it. If you enjoy selling the product, nobody can stop you. That is all that I'll say. Baki, where your MBA and your education will help you in presenting your case better. The way you present your sales proposition to your boss, your target numbers to your boss, your education is going to help you there. सामने जब client होगा ना और बोलेगा you are taking the best thing in the world to that person और बोलेगा नहीं चाहिए. अभी क्या जवाब दोगे? I can't teach you, we can't teach you, right? She can't teach you that at school or at college. That you will learn on the job, especially as sales. You could be selling a Mercedes, and I could have the money to buy it. हाँ भाई, हाँ पैसा तो है, ये रखा पेटी में रखा हुआ है, नहीं खरीदना. How do you sell to that person? Is something you will learn on the job. That's why I said, what your education will help you is in making you the person that you're going to be, in helping you mold your reports, your projects, your thought process, your structure, managing your stresses. Pick up all those very essential things that our college has taught us. That college taught me that. Very specific. I was in sales, so I never had to use the 4 P's of marketing. Somebody who's a hardcore marketer could use that. I'm with all due respect to that, and with all due respect to the education that all of you are getting. I'm not discounting any of it. Please do not this thing. But the real world is slightly more on the practical side. So pick up the studies and actually more about what these teachers talk in class, and pick that up more than the books. Pick that up. You have these guest lectures where
Yeah.
People earlier used to come to college from the industry, and more than the books,
We still
they-
have.
yes, and more than the books, they would talk about industry. Reliance ye kar raha hai. Pick all that up. All that is very important because that enhances your this thing strength,
Value. Yeah.
and that enhances your ye zyada khulta hai. You open your head more to the world.
Right. That was actually a lot. I mean, you actually gave the best definition of MBA. You gave the the best definition of ISBNM, right? And the best definition of content syndication, because when they read the term, they were very confused. What is it? And the way you explain, I think Afreen, you would agree with me. Now
Yes,
it's crystal
absolutely.
clear. They would read more on it. It's not that it's they would read more. They have to, as you said, that learning comes from the field. We can just shape you, but you know, it comes
Yeah.
on the field. And as our guest said today, that you have to be going on the field and with higher aspirations, with aspirations which is not manageable, but yet will be manageable. So yes, I think that is,
Yeah, dream big,
yeah,
but
yeah,
keep your feet on the ground.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
I think we can end with that note. Nikhil, thank you so much.
Yes, I'm happy
Afreen,
to.
yeah, thank you
Please
so
reach
much
out
for
to me
your
on
time.
LinkedIn or my
Yes, yes.
email, anything. If anyone wants to reach out, speak,
They
talk,
will. They
always
will.
available to
They
help.
are going to ask you the JD directly, I think now. I'm very sorry about this. I know my students. I am. I can vouch that the placement committee will be meeting you in any point now. So on a very lighter note, I'm telling you, but this is the truth, and you know our college.
Yeah,
We
of course.
take things
Of course. I
very
know.
moving forward. So, and Afreen, your end note, please.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing all the words of wisdom and your experience. The concept of syndication of content has highlighted a lot of relevant points for us to ponder on, to create new opportunities for us as MBA students. I thank you on behalf of all the faculties and staff of ISBNM. Thank you so much for
Your
coming here.
time, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and I request you to stay here for 5 minutes. We'll have an interaction bite from
Yes, yes,
a
yes.
junior member of Team Meteors. I also request a member of DGI to be there to record the entire interaction.
Right, right. I'll just then ask somebody from the DGI to. It's a small bite they take. I think they've, you know, a small interview. Thank you so much. I'll leave
Thank
now.
you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, all of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll leave the screen. We'll let.
The attendees now can leave the meeting. Thank you. We have Ridhima with us. She's the junior member of Team Meteors, and she'll be taking the interview with you.
Am I visible?
Hi, Dama. You're
Hi.
not.
Just a second, Ridhima. I'll just leave the screen once. Right?
Am I visible now?
No, Dama.
Just give me 2 minutes. I am not getting how to be on screen.
Dama, there should be an option down for start video, stop video, I believe.
Can I suggest another thing?
Yeah.
Afreen or Ridhima, that is, we could end the webinar here, and you can have a video conference, and record that, or do you want to go on here only in this platform? Sorry, Nikhil, I'm just asking them because if they are.
That's all
Ma'am,
right. That's all.
ma'am, what we can have is we can continue,
Continue,
here, but
continue.
only you will have to allow Ridhima to just open her video. That's it.
Oh, okay.
So after that, everything would be smoother.
All right. Why don't you take it, Afrin? Because I don't think so. Then I have to add her. Wait, let me add her. Yeah. Yes, I've promoted her to, yeah, now she can.
Ridhima, now you can
Yeah.
on the, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll be just leaving. You can just continue with the video. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir. So
Good evening.
let's start. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the digital screen of ISBNM. I am Ridhima Vijay from Team Meteos, and we take immense pleasure in inviting our very own alumni, Mr. Nikhil Singh, Vice President,
But,
Assistant
Ridhima,
Vice.
there's a lot of disturbance at your end, Ridhima. I can barely hear you. There is a lot of static.
Okay.
Okay, now when you're speaking, I think the cord or something.
Is it okay now?
There's still a static.
Better?
Let's try. Sure.
Hello everyone, welcome to Digital Screen of ISBNM. I am Ridhima Vijay from Team Meteos, and we take immense pleasure in inviting our very own alumni, Mr. Nikhil Singh, Assistant Vice President, Himaru Entertainment Limited. So now we will interact with him and get enlightened from the wonderful experience that he shares with us. So, sir, who was your go-to faculty at ISBM when you were studying there?
Who was our go-to faculty?
The most approachable one.
Marketing, yeah, Ramdasi, Ajay Ramdasi. Of course, goes without saying.
He's teaching us too. He's great. So, so what modifications you have observed in the students of the batch you have interacted now versus the batch like you were at your time?
So honestly, that's a very difficult question to answer, because today was the first time I have actually interacted with the students of your college, our college. I would always believe our batch was better. That goes without saying. Every batch thinks that way. But I'd like to believe with a new campus coming up and everything else, you all have more facilities. There are more avenues to explore. So I'd like to hope and believe that you're exposed to more than what we were.
Yeah, sir. So what what are your expectations from the batch you have interacted as they are carrying the ISBM legacy forward?
I would like to believe they would.
So can you give us some learnings from your ISBM times that you have took forward in your life?
Pardon me?
Sorry, I'll repeat my question. Some learnings
Yes,
that, am I audible now?
Yeah, okay, come on, go on.
Can you give us some learnings from your ISBM life that you have took forward in your career life?
Yes, stress management. That was the most important thing, because we were always under stress. We were always against the clock. So that's, I think that's one thing that really helps in the future, because I've always maintained that education is only that much. In the real world, more than the education, it's how an MBA grooms you and develops you is what matters the most to face the real world.
No. I'm so sorry, sir. I just got like disturbance. So the tips you give, like yeah. So it we hope to see you soon, sir, at our college. I thank you on behalf of entire team Medios and International School of Business and Media. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.